The first step when working with data was to pose a question that can be answered by data. That means we have to create a statistical question. A statistical question is a question that can be answered with data and anticipates varied data. And what that means at the end, varied data, is we expect lots of different types of answers to our question. A statistical question is a question that we would expect a lot of different answers to. So let's go on to example 2 in dealing with a statistical question. Jerome, a 6th grader at Roosevelt Middle School, is a huge baseball fan. He loves to collect baseball cards. He has cards of current players and of players from past baseball seasons. With his teacher's permission, Jerome brought his baseball card collection to school. Each card has a picture of a current or past Major League Baseball player, along with information about the player. When he placed his cards out for other students to see, they asked Jerome all sorts of questions about his cards. Some asked, what is Jerome's favorite card? What is the typical cost of a card in Jerome's collection? For example, what's the average cost of the card? Are more of Jerome's cards for current players or for past players? Which card is the newest card in Jerome's collection? Now, of those questions, we want to determine which of those are statistical questions. Which of those can be answered with data that varies, has a lot of different answers. So if we look at that first question, what is Jerome's favorite card? That can be answered with data, but can it be answered by varied data, a lot of different answers? And for that we would say no, because Jerome would only pick one favorite card. So that would be not considered a statistical question. The next one, what is the typical cost of a card in Jerome's collection? What is the average cost of a card? We can answer that with data, and we would expect a lot of different answers for that. We would look at the price of each card, and we wouldn't expect each card to be the same. Some are going to be players that are past, players that are better, rare cards. So those are going to be different prices for those. That would be an example of a statistical question. It's a question we would expect a lot of different answers to. The third question, are more of Jerome's cards for current players or for past players? That would be a statistical question as well. We would expect a lot of different answers to that question. And then finally, which card is the newest card in Jerome's collection? There's only going to be one new card in his collection. That means we don't have a lot of different answers. So that would not be a statistical question. Always ask yourself, is it a statistical question? Does it have a lot of different answers, a lot of variation in answers? Now I want you to go to exercises 1 through 5. It says, for each of the following, determine whether or not the question is a statistical question and give a reason for your answer. So answer all of those. Then do question number 2. Explain why each of the following is not a statistical question. Do question 3. Ronnie, a 6th grader, wanted to find out if he lived furthest from school. Write a statistical question that would help Ronnie find the answer. Then do question 4. Write a statistical question that can be answered by collecting data from students in your class. In question 5, change the following question to make it a statistical question. How old is my math teacher? Once you've answered that, you can look those answers on the answer key that I've supplied with you to see if you are correct.